Hello, beautiful people. My name is Romance Freak, and welcome to Buried. Now, I am super excited to play this game because it is a interactive story, and I was introduced to this game a long time ago through Markiplier's channel, actually. He read this story a long time ago, and I loved it so much, but I wanted to stay away from it, though, so I can be more surprised and be able to read it and stuff and be able to be surprised with my own. Um, the choices that I make and whatnot. This is a thriller horror story from what I can remember, and based off of the choices that you make. So as it says here, Buried is an interactive story. The plot will change based on the choices you make. The story is broken into 5 chapters. Play straight through or at your own pace. There's no waiting and no pauses. Enjoy and choose wisely. So I am super excited to read this to you guys. I've been wanting to play more interactive story games and that kind of thing. So just curl up in bed, get some snacks, turn down the lights, turn up your audio, and just enjoy a nice, relaxing time with me, Romance Freak. You can either watch here, or you can put me on the background, whatever you like. Just relax and enjoy some time with me. So let's begin. Oh, it's so atmospheric. So yeah, this is why it's important to turn up your volume. So just enjoy a nice, wonderful, a nice story with me, and just curl up in your blankets, get some snacks, and just enjoy some good quality time with me. I open my eyes. The first thing I want to do is scream. I'm flat on my back and everything seems to hurt. The trees overhead look familiar. It's a clear night sky, almost beautiful, except for the fact this means I've been out cold for at least 6 hours. But there's something wrong. I don't remember what, but something happened and my head. My gosh, my head hurts. And a ringing in my ears. Was there an accident? An explosion, I think. I remember Dennis screaming, but after that I can't remember. As I sit up, I noticed that my heart had been thrown off. I looked around the area, but it's not here. It feels strange to go anywhere without my hard hat, but I've got to find the members of the crew. They could be in danger. So I say that it is very important to go looking for your crew right now and stuff, but if there was an explosion or something, there could be still debris falling everywhere and whatnot. So, and what good are you to your crewmates if you're like knocked out cold again, you know, and that kind of thing. So I say go search for your hard hat. I get up on shaky legs and look around for a moment. A few nearby trees look to have been splintered and broken at the base recently. They certainly weren't like this earlier. Searching for the heart of the hat feels normal. It makes me feel like maybe there isn't something wrong here. I see it behind a fallen log, about 10 feet away from me. How was it thrown so far is beyond me. Driven by nothing more than habit, I walk over to it, pick it up, and place it on my head. Next, I walk over to the center of the logging site, and I don't like what I see. I love the audio for this game. It's absolutely wonderful. The logging site looks like a bomb was detonated right in the center. I don't know where to start. The one load we managed to stack on a truck for the day was overturned. The trailer bent and the logs hanging off the back. Where the hell is everyone? My head is killing me, and this ringing in my ears. I can't hear anything. Not birds, not my footsteps. Nothing. It makes me wonder if I hit my head after my hard hat flew off. I run through a quick mental checklist to make sure my brain is still working. My name is Roger Hastings. I'm 41 years old. The year is 2017. I own a small logging company, and we've been logging in this strip of Kentucky woodland for almost a month now. Okay, so my brain works. That's a relief. But it also makes me fearful, because something is certainly not right here. I look around the logging site, my mind trying to figure out what has happened. Just about every piece of equipment had been overturned or tilted. Look at the debris or the truck. Um, well, you could get some clues as to what happened with the debris, but I don't know. Hmm. I maybe I would say it could you could already see what was going on with the debris, but maybe you could see some more from it, or mm, yeah, look at the truck, sure. The truck, the hitch is completely broken, like it was blown off an explosion or a really bad accident. Had there been an explosion, all the fuel on the site would have started a fire. But there's no charring, no burning, nothing. I walked through the area where Dennis had been working. From the looks of it, he'd been moving slowly. He'd been only taking down 4 trees today. His metal lunchbox is open, an indicator that he had been taking an early break. But he's not here. No one is here. Where the hell is everyone? I could try to make a call on my cell phone, but its battery's already running really low. Not that it matters. The reception is crap out here. Yell out or call someone on cell. If your battery's not running low and there's like really bad reception, definitely make sure to save it. So yeah, just yell out. Just yell and try to look for someone. Hey guys, where is everyone? Tony? Dennis? Frank? Joe? But their names fall flat among the wreckage. I get nothing back other than scaring away a few birds overhead. Might as well start walking and try to find some answers. The highway is almost a mile back through the woods, down the gravel road we used to reach the site. Maybe the crew ran that way for help. But why would they have left me? Were they scared? Out of sorts? Maybe I can catch up to them. With my truck overturned on its side, it looks like I'll be walking. I can't even remember what I've been doing before waking up on my back. Wait, what's that? Underneath a bulldozer? Oh no, it's a leg. It has to be either Tony or Dennis. The dozer looks unstable, like it might roll some more. Might not be safe to get close, but at the same time, I can't just leave him there. If it was me, I would definitely go take a look, see if they're still alive. Hey! I yell. Are you okay? Are you alive? Holding onto my hat, I skip over to the wrecked equipment and stray logs to get closer. I can see a bit more of the leg. The jeans are soaked in blood. I recognize the work boots. It's clearly Tony. His leg is bent at an impossible angle, nearly crushed flat. The closer I get, the more apparent it becomes Tony didn't survive. I don't know. If it was me, it'd be so dangerous to even attempt this to get the body out, but honestly, I'm not sure if I would be able to leave him there. So, like, yeah, I would pull the body out. Like, it may be stupid or something, but I don't know. I try to pull him out, but he's just not budging. That's when I see the blood coating the ground under him. It's thick and fresh, so dark on the dirt that it looks black. As I'm tugging, I hear something crunch, but somehow I manage to pull him out. His legs are absolutely crushed, and his stomach looked deflated. Blood is covering everything from the navel down. His face was turned to the right when he was crushed. It looks like a broken plastic mask, seeping with blood and bits of shattered skull. Oh, I can't believe this. I have to turn away. That's when I heard a deafening creaking noise, and I'm bashed in the head from behind as the bulldozer shifts lower to the ground. I roll clear and end up on my back, my eyes struggling to focus. I'm a little shaken up, but I'm fine. Thank heavens I was wearing my hard hat. I quickly get up and dust myself off. I can't stay here. I have to find Dennis, Frank, and Joe. I have to find out what happened here. Yeah, I knew that was a stupid decision and stuff, but honestly, because I got my hard hat and stuff, I just couldn't. I wouldn't be able to leave him there because I knew him. If you know, I don't know. As I walk through the stacks of logs from the last week or so of work, everything feels frozen. This high-pitched sound in my ears. It's terrible. It keeps happening every few seconds and sounds like it's coming from far away. I can't help but wonder, Is it my ears or something else? The silence out here is creepy, and there's a smell, like the atmosphere after a bad summer storm. I might as well admit it. I'm a little scared. Everyone is missing. It's dead quiet out here. There doesn't seem to be a breeze or to rustle the leaves or branches. My right knee hurts like hell. My head was hurting so bad that I never even noticed the pain in my knee. I must have heard it during the... Well, during the what? The accident or... Wait, is that Dennis? I see him sitting on the ground motionless, about 30 feet away. Yell out or walk up? I would definitely yell out his name. Because, man, I'd be so glad to see him. Dennis! I yell. Dennis, can you hear me? Dennis lets out a shout like someone waking from a nightmare. He looks back at me from the ground. Yeah, Roger, I hear you, he hollers back as I head over to him. Dennis is built like a wrestler and has tough personality to match. But in this moment, he looks disoriented and even a little anxious. Though I'm glad to see him, the fear on his usually confident face is alarming. What the hell happened? What's going on? He asks. I wouldn't say like an explosion because, like, I mean, you're not really sure yourself what's going on. I mean, like, you don't really know for sure if it's an explosion. So I would say, I don't know. The crew is missing. Missing, Dennis says. Where do you think they went? I'm not sure, I say, but it has me pretty freaked out. Something is not right here. Still sitting on the ground, he looks around the woods as if he just now understanding the severity of the situation. The equipment was overturned. The dozers, too, I say, shifting my hard hat and wiping my forehead. You okay? I ask him. Yeah, just shaken up. Me too. This might be the most intimate conversation Dennis and I have ever had. While he and I have always been on good terms, we've never been particularly close. I've always respected him, though. Sure, he comes to work a few times looking like he'd been in a bar fight the night before. But I've also seen him do an enthusiastic impression of a dinosaur as he played with Tony's kids while they waited for their dad to finish up his shift. It's then when it hits me. Dennis and Tony were good friends. I'm not sure I want to rattle him with the news of Tony's death right now. Not before we know what's going on. But he has the right to know. There's no way you will hold that kind of information back. Even though he may be shaken up and stuff, you do not hold that kind of information back at all. Tony is dead. You were upfront with Dennis about Tony. Dennis eyes fixate on me, startled. He was crushed under the dozer, I say. Dennis paused for a moment like he was trying to understand what I said. His eyes narrow and his bottom lip quivers. Shoot, he says, and I can tell he's fighting back the tears. He and Tony have been tight, almost like brothers. Hey, he adds quickly as if trying to escape the reality of Tony's death. Did you see that light? No, I say. What did you see? I don't even know, Roger, he says. It was like this flare of white light. It came right up out of the ground, like an explosion. So there was an explosion, I say. Maybe it was some equipment, or... This was no equipment, Dennis interrupts, agitated. This huge ball of light came right out of the damn ground. What did it look like, or where did it go? Well, he just said what it looked like. It was a ball of light, so... where did it go? It just shot up into the sky until it was out of sight. When? I'm not sure, he answers, but I had finished about 10 trees for the day. I was about to top one. That's when it happened. You're almost done with 10 trees? I ask. Yeah, he says, looking at the ground. You know, I wouldn't want to take a lunch break until I was done. And then that's when that light blew up. Why? You don't believe me? No way, I believe you, dude. Like, of course I would. Like, after something like that, yeah. You believe Dennis' story. He saw what he saw, I think to myself. He has no reason to lie about this. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, he says. But if I'm being honest, it scared me pretty bad. And if it's all the same to you, I'd like to get out of here. We both stand up and start heading towards the road. It isn't until we start moving that I see Dennis is wounded. His right side is coated in blood, the red seeping through his blue work shirt. There are splatters of it here and there, but also a very large red splotch that makes me worry. Are you in a lot of pain, or how'd you get that injury? Um, he's probably not gonna, like, admit how much pain he's in, so how'd you get the injury? I'm not sure, Dennis replies. I must have gotten thrown or hurt somehow from that light. It's then that I notice that the strange ringing noise is still filling the air. Hey, I say, stopping, do you hear that high-pitched ringing noise every once in a while? Dennis looks scared when I ask him this question, and he just nods. I thought it was just me, he says. He looks out of sorts and uncertain. I've never seen him like this before. It's obvious that he's looking for some reassurance. Even though I'm his boss, there's something very unnerving about this. Um, well, I would be honest with him and stuff and say that I'm getting freaked out too. But honestly, uh, you want your friend to be okay, especially if they're about to get into like a panic attack or something. So just tell them that things are going to be okay. So yeah, we'll be okay. It's probably nothing. Let's be realistic, I tell myself. I might as well try to be empathetic. Out here in the middle of these woods, the ringing could be anything. Maybe a car alarm from the woods or something. Still, even my passive comment seemed to have reassured Dennis. He looked a bit calmer, more relaxed. See? Exactly. We both start moving forward and don't say another word. Did you try to call Frank? Dennis asks. I know he had his cell on him today. Not yet. Luckily, I still have some battery left. I pull out my cell and call Frank, happy I didn't make that call to Dennis earlier. It rings, but he doesn't pick up. But then I hear his phone go off, behind a stack of logs. Dennis and I give each other a look. As the phone goes to voicemail, I hang up, and we walk behind the logs to find Frank's phone on the ground, abandoned. We look around for Frank, but find nothing. Not a single trace. It's then I know something was really odd. A 10-foot wide hole in the ground, right near where the phone was. But there was no stray piles of removed dirt or rocks. It's clean, smoothly dug, cutting into the earth. Wide, but only a few feet deep. It looks unnatural, like the ground was just deleted. No shovels or diggers used. Dennis walks over to it. This looks like the same kind of hole where I saw the light come out of the ground, he muses to himself. I say nothing. My mind is spinning, but I don't know what to think. We need to get out of here, Dennis mutters. At that moment, the ringing noise carries through the forest again, sending a shiver down my spine. Dennis is right. There is something strange going on. We might not be safe here. But that ringing sound could be a clue to where the rest of the crew went. No, let's go check that sound. Agreed, let's get away from here. Well, yeah, you want to find the rest of your crewmates, and I can't just abandon everyone. I would have said it if it was just the two of us that was left alive. I would have said let's just get out of here and forget about the ringing noise and stuff. But if there's possibility that the other crew members are alive and whatnot, I would definitely go check the sound out. You decided to check out the sound. So as you can see, explanation points show that it's a key point in your choices. Something's not right, I say. And if there's a mechanical noise like that, you think someone is out here? He asks. Maybe. I think we should at least check it out. They might be able to help. Yeah, you go right ahead, he says with a grin. I'll be waiting for you. Better hurry, though. Dennis doesn't look like he's in the best shape to be trouncing around the forest. But we need some answers right away, too. Yeah, I don't want to leave Dennis, because he's so injured, and, like, what if, like, an animal came along or something? He wouldn't be able to fight him off or anything. But then again, and we need to find some medical supplies, too. He wouldn't be able to come with... It would be hard to take him with you. But at the same time, though, like, I don't want him to get more injured than he already is. I don't want to get more injured more injured than he already is, but at the same time, though, we could find some medical supplies too somewhere, hopefully. So, I'll bring Dennis with me. You decide to bring Dennis along. No, you're coming with me. I bend over and hoist him up against my shoulders. He resists just barely and then gives in. He's looking at me like he's terrified of me now, making a moan in his throat. We start moving through the woods quickly, with no idea where the rest of the crew is. I worry that they could be in danger. Every tree out here looks exactly the same. I grew up in the country and can find my way around the forest without much of a problem, but I'm feeling dizzy. I'm leaning against a tree when I see something that has no business being out here. Our logging crew has been out here for 3 weeks, and I've never seen it before. Yeah, I would like. Maybe I should at some point. Maybe I can go back and see what happens. Like if I leave Dennis there. So if you guys want me to do that, just let me know in the comment section below, and I'll choose that next time. It's a small building, sort of like mixture of a shack and a bunker. It looks to be made of concrete, but moss, weeds, and plain old erosion also makes it look sort of mystical. It looks like something out of demented version of a medieval fantasy movie. What the hell is this? Dennis asks. Some old power station, or I have no idea. Some old power station? Dennis shakes his head. Why would one be way out here? He's right. I can't come up with a legitimate reason for something like this being here. Do you think the others maybe went in there? He asks nervously. Why would they do that? I ask. I don't know, but they aren't out here. If they aren't inside, they're probably dead. Like Tony. He looks at the ground as he says this. I want to go inside, not just to find my crew, but also to appease my curiosity. That ringing noise is coming from inside. But something about this place seems incredibly strange, especially located all by itself out here. It simply does not belong. I wonder, do we knock or just go in? Dennis asks. I can tell he's trying to make a joke, but it falls flat. I'm starting to think his humor is a defense mechanism for his fear. We both look ahead, taking a moment to realize what we are about to do, and start forward. We get no more than 3 feet closer when Dennis wobbles. I reach out and steady him. I reach out quickly, straightening my injured knee. I barely make it in time, grabbing him under his arms and keeping him from hitting the ground. I'm okay, he said. Just, can you help me walk for a little while? Just help me inside, please. I can't deny him his request. I've never seen him this weak, and it's a little uncomfortable to see. Makes me glad I decided to keep him with me. I helped Dennis into the weird little building. The front door opens easily, even though there's clearly a lock on it. Maybe the lock was supposed to keep someone in. It's hard to tell. I still hear the ringing noise. It's definitely coming from in there. Stretching out in front of me is a small interior to match the outside. The building is totally empty. There's concrete flooring and dingy, featureless walls. There are no windows, giving the place an even more isolated feel. Still, we hear the ringing noise coming from somewhere in here. It's louder now, more prominent. The interior seems confined at first, but a small set of concrete steps leads about 5 feet down, revealing a corridor. Let's go in. It's amazing what they did with just a few images and how much, and the audio as well. It's so immersive. It's a massive corridor, in fact, like I'm some kind of building underground. It seems to go on forever. This corridor is most likely dark. It's mostly dark, with emergency lights every 10 feet or so. I assume we're now underground because this corridor extends far beyond the walls of the building we entered. I realize that someone might not appreciate finding us here. Well, it's important to be walking fast or whatever, but with the way Dennis is in the state he is right now, it's probably not wise, especially like say if he stumbles or something, he could make some more noise and stuff. And it'd be better for him to go slow anyway because of how injured he is right now. So tiptoe quietly. I feel like a ghost, like I truly have no business being here. Dennis leans on me for support. We move slowly, our feet not making a sound. If anyone is in here, I want to make sure they don't hear us. We tiptoe forward as softly as we can. As I carry Dennis to the far end of this otherwise featureless place, I see a flight of concrete stairs leading down. I have to set Dennis down on the floor. His weight is killing me. Dennis, are you okay? Stop worrying, man, he says. I'll be okay. I just need a minute to rest. But looking at him, I'm not so sure. I can still hear the ringing noise every so often, coming from somewhere in here. I look ahead of the concrete stairs, pointing towards them so that Dennis sees them. Can you make it down the stairs? I ask. He stands up slowly and is visibly making an effort not to fall back down. Yeah, he says, and sounds a little irritated. He starts for the stairs without me, and I have no choice but to follow. We approach the stairs, and by just looking at them, I get the sense that we're crossing some sort of line here. There may very well be no going back. I'm excited, guys. This is, like, it's amazing what they did with just a few images and amazing audio. As I head down the stairs, I notice that they look aged. That damn ringing noise somewhere below, louder than ever. I feel like I'm walking down into the cellar of a haunted house, the light becoming scarce as the stairs take a slight turn. I can feel the temperature drop. Dennis makes it a few steps down before he is leaning on the wall. He's breathing like he just finished a marathon. I would definitely give him a break. Because it's not going to do him any good if you just keep up the pace and he ends up not getting back up later if he doesn't get a break or anything. So pause to give him a break. Let's take a break, I say, putting my hand towards his shoulder to help steady him. Dennis lets out a sigh. Thanks. I don't feel too great, boss. We both squat down on the stair. My mind seemed to lock in on an unknown fate of the rest of my crew. Frank is married and I've met his wife a few times. A nice woman with a huge laugh. My heart sags a bit when I realize I might never again get to hear him belting out classic rock tunes during lunch break. Joe... Well, I don't know too much about him. He's 22 years old and is considering community college. His folks are deadbeats, so he's been providing for himself since the age of 16 or so. Wow. Maybe I can still find them and still get to hear Frank singing his deep baritone voice after a few too many drinks. After a few moments, Dennis says, "All right, let's keep going." We both stand up, laying on each other. I have to make Dennis stay behind me as I stick my foot out in search of the next step. I can't help feeling like a child as a very powerful fear seizes me. I'm expecting a monster to reach out of the darkness, slicing into my throat. After what feels like forever, we come to the bottom of the stairs. We're closer to that ringing noise now. A door sits securely in the wall and looks just as out of place down here as I feel. A sliver of light seeps through, illuminating the area. The door has what looks like a panel with a lot of labels and lights. A small embossed print above the panel says, Level 1 Entrance Gate, Transport Sector. And there's a button with no label. You know what they say about pushing unknown buttons? It's not wise to push unknown buttons if you don't know if you don't know what it does. So I'm going to inspect the label, inspect the panel, see if there's anything else that any clues as to what the button does. The panel looks like a diagnostic or alert system of some kind, each label meant to communicate some status. Lockdown engaged, experiment in process, shutdown engaged. Those all appear to be off, but one of the phrases has a slowly blinking red light next to it, the only powered light on this whole thing. Abnormal entity breach. What the hell? I slowly push the door open when Dennis suddenly steps in front of me, taking the lead. Let's go, he says. I want to find out what the hell is this what the hell this place is. As Dennis walks through, that ringing or beeping or whatever it is getting a little louder. The door closes behind us with a click. I can't help but notice the wobble in Dennis' step as he lets out a grunt. You sure you're healthy enough to keep going? I ask. It doesn't matter. I don't want to be in the woods right now. He seems scared, something I've never seen before. Angry? Yes. Upset? Yes. But Dennis is never scared. What did you see? What's so dangerous? Well, he saw the light and stuff, but I'm gonna ask him. I think he saw the light, but he could have saw something else as well. So, what's so dangerous? I don't know, he says. I don't think there's anything there to hurt us, but that doesn't mean it's safe. There's just something wrong. It started with that flash of light. It's like it breathed life into the woods. And whatever life it breathes, I don't think it was anything good. I didn't say anything because it sounds crazy. I've been so preoccupied with my own fear that I nearly forgot about the ringing noise. And it just become just background noise. We take a few more steps and I can now see where we are. It makes no sense. Yet another thing that simply seems out of place. The shapes and muted colors of metal are easy to identify, but it just doesn't belong here. All right, and we're at the end of chapter 1. I'm super excited. Well, let's see the results. Yeah, I think there's, yeah, okay. Respect the dead. You and 64% of players pulled Tony's body out from the bulldozer. Yeah. Secrets. You and 76% of players were upfront with Dennis about Tony's death. Yeah, absolutely. Trust. You and 55% told Dennis you believed his story. I mean, why wouldn't you? Curiosity. You and 75% of players went to investigate the ringing sound. Teamwork. You and 64% of players decided to bring Dennis with you. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting combo and stuff. Like I kind of figured that a lot of people would be pulling Tony's body out from under the bulldozer. Excuse me, because I mean, no, like nobody really wants to leave him there. But at the same time, though, I don't blame the other percent of people leaving him so they themselves don't get hurt. So, yeah. You and upfront about Tony's death. Yeah, definitely always be honest. Even though it might scare him and stuff, like you have to be upfront with him and whatnot. So, just yeah. You and 55% of Dennis told you believe his story. Yeah, I don't see why people wouldn't believe his story either. So, or 75% players investigate the ring sound. You and 64% players decided to bring Dennis with you. Yeah. So, and I can see why people would leave him behind because, like, you know, not being, again, fit for travel and stuff. So, all right. So, the next video will be on chapter 2. I am super excited to show you guys, to continue reading this because this is an amazing story and I can't wait for to see what's going on, and I'm so glad that I'd be able to play this game for myself. So peace out. I love y'all. See you next time. Bye.